What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhatcher here with the Man Hour. We start every morning show with some shocking news, some how to get shocked, brought to you by Shocked Energy. Link is in the description if you guys want to check out some Shocked Energy. But, title topic of today's show, Carson Wentz is back in the NFC East, obviously, and this is a good thing for the NFC East. Why? It makes the NFC East a hell of a lot more competitive. Hands down. Right off the bat, Carson Wentz to the NFC East, to the Washington Commanders, makes the NFC East that much more competitive. Carson Wentz is now the number 2 ranked quarterback in that division, right behind Dak Prescott, like, obviously. And Carson Wentz has gone to a damn near a perfect situation in anybody's eyes. They had the best coach in the division in Ron Rivera. Not even close, right? They had the best defense in the division. He now has the best receiver in the division in Terry Macklin, and let's just be honest. This Washington Commander team is a damn good team with Carson Wentz. Let's look at some of the stats that Carson Wentz has. 27 touchdowns last season, 95 passer rating, averaging 240 yards per game over his whole career. He has played 84 games and has won 44 of those games. He was at MVP level before he destroyed his knee running into the end zone for the Philadelphia Eagles. They ultimately won the Super Bowl that particular year. Super Bowl champion. The only downfall for Carson Wentz right now, the only downfall is his recklessness. He's a little bit reckless, rough around the edges per se. But let me ask you this question. Is Josh Allen reckless? Hell yeah, he is. Is he a damn good quarterback? Hell yeah, he is. Patrick Mahomes, does he fall in that reckless category? Definitely. Definitely reckless. Would you have Patrick Mahomes on your team? Hands down. Best quarterback in the NFL right now, right? Do you know who else was reckless? Brett Favre, Hall of Famer. Now, I'm not saying Carson Wentz is going to be a Hall of Famer. Don't get that twisted whatsoever. But guys, Carson Wentz back to the NFC East makes him a top 5 quarterback in the NFC. Think about it. Who else in the NFC is there? Yes, there's Tom Brady. Yes, there's Aaron Rodgers. No dispute that. 1 and 2. Hell, you could even probably put them 1A and 2A. Or 1A and 1B, I mean. Number 3, who do you got? Kirk Cousins. Good quarterback, right? Maybe Jimmy G. Maybe Dak Prescott. Look no further than Carson Wentz. Guys, Carson Wentz is going to destroy the NFC East this year. He is going to destroy it. He's going to have a damn good season in the NFC. Carson Wentz is a top 10 quarterback in the league, a top 5 quarterback in the NFC. Carson Wentz back to the NFC East, guys. Dangerous things. Combsy, cue that intro. Man Hour Nation, rise up.
On the beat every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live, all 3 speaks go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhatcher here with the Man Hour. Be sure to head over to manhourradio.com and check out the merchandise page. We got the fresh logo merch there. We got the Beastie merch. We got the Team Buck merch. We got the Takeaway 22 merch over there as well. Guys, it is a great thing over there at manhourradio.com. Of course, we got the blog section happening. We got the breaking news. We got the forums. Anything you want that is sports related, over at manhourradio.com. Check it out, guys. You will not be disappointed. Also, if you guys are new here on youtube.com/manhour, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share it with a couple friends as well. Sharing is caring, and that's how we do over here at Man Hour Nation. We are dabbling here in the morning show here, so if you guys are liking the morning show, let us know. We are still doing the clips. We're doing the clips to every 3 hours out there. So all East Coast time. We got 8 a.m., we got 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., 8 p.m., 11 p.m., then turn around at 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Man, that's like 7 to 8 clips a day we're giving you guys. So right here on the show, we clip some stuff out. I'm going to add some graphics to it, make a little spick and span there. And then, of course, we got our blog writers over there that do write blogs and their opinions over there at manhourradio.com. Today's show, guys, we got a little barn burner today. We're going to talk to 5 worst offseason NFL moves thus far. I got 10, but I'm only going to give you 5 today, 5 here later in the week, and then of course we got the 5, and then we have 10 best moves throughout the season. The Kansas Jayhawks come back from 15 points down to win a national championship. So big shout out to them. Sorry. I just got a little sick saying congratulations to Kansas Jayhawks. Today is Tuesday, so that means we ain't got no time for that. Hell no, we don't got no time for that. We got an interview lined up with Will Loving Watts. He is a college basketball player from right here at Bellarmine University, right here in Louisville, Kentucky. And of course, we're going to have Combs eye test coming up. And we got Combsy on the phone here in hour number 2 on the Man Hour. And what else we got? And that's a lot of show happening tonight, guys, or this morning. I'm so used to tonight, but this morning. So if you guys are watching us here, shout out to all the refs that are out there. Give me a hashtag ref here. So guys, we do call the people out in our chat, the refs. So if you guys, don't like something, throw a flag on play. Like, you know what, Buck? That is crazy. You are talking out your ass on that one. And sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. But guys, definitely this is a live interactive show. So feel free to jump in the chat anytime you want to. Or you can also find me out on the old Twitter machine at manhour_buck. And that is where we get ain't no time for that. Way or no way. What else do we got there? We got factor crap and what does and would you rather. All that stuff you guys can hit me up on the old Twitter machine. At manhour_buck. The DMs are obviously open, or you can just tweet at me, and I usually get it. I mean, I'm not very good on the old Twitter machine, but I'm getting a little tinker dinker there, and I'm an IT guy, so I can figure it out. But let's get the show started here, guys. Off right. So the Kansas Jayhawks won the national championship last night. They were down by 15 points at halftime. I was watching the game at work, and I was like, man, do I even want to waste my time watching this game? It was 40-25 at halftime. Kansas just looked like total dog crap. They came out firing early. It was like a 10-3 league. I believe it was. I walked away and I come back. I'm like, man, it's 25-23, walked away again, come back, and it's halftime. It's 40-25. I'm like, what the hell happened? So obviously, I got a chance to rewatch the game. And North Carolina first half, they're firing on all cylinders. They looked great. My man from Jared from Corner Booth podcast would be. I can see him right now jumping up and down. He's like, this is over. He is cracking open that beer, having a grand old time. But then. The wheels seamlessly just fell off of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Like it was 52-53. They were battling back and forth. And then, what was it? 4.3 seconds left in the game. It was 71-68, I believe the score was. Kansas was up by 3. They're inbounding. All they had to do was get the ball in downs, make a free throw, and the game was over. But my man threw the ball inbounds and went out of bounds. Turnover. Kansas Jayhawks turned it over on the Tar Heels side of the court. So the Tar Heels had 4 seconds left to make a 3-point shot. They had a not so great look in the air, and they airballed it. Ultimately, the Kansas Jayhawks won. This is Bill Self's second championship. They're over there at Kansas. It was 13 years between championships. It was the second longest drought of any coach at one school. So, but obviously big shout out to the Kansas Jayhawks. They've been dominating the Big 12 for a very, very long time. And I told Jared yesterday on yesterday's show that, that the Kansas Jayhawks they're a better team. I did predict him to win by 12. Obviously, I was about 9 points off, but in the end, they pulled it out. I'm not going to gloat by any means, just because many people were picking the Kansas Jayhawks. It was easy. It was the easy bet, right? So it was just, in the end, congratulations to them. But I want to talk about the North Carolina guys. They were up by 15 points. 15 points they were up by. Is this not Atlanta Falcons S written all over it? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We're all football fans here. 28-3 Super Bowl, Atlanta Falcons up on the New England Patriots, and the wheels fell off, right? Overtime, Tom Brady, bada bing, bada boom, 34-28. So Super Bowl win. I can see it. I can see it now. I see memes across the world right now. They have the Atlanta Falcons logo in Tar Heel blue, or the Tar Heel logo in the black and red. Right? It's too easy. It is too easy at that point. But congratulations to Kansas. They did win the championship. 71-68 is that final, bringing it home to the Big 12. I am a Big 12 fan because I am a Kansas State fan. Obviously, I'm a Kentucky fan as well, thanks to my lovely wife. But it is what it is. So moving on, guys. Moving on. We don't talk a lot of college basketball here. This is a football show mainly, so we are going to talk about some football. Of course, we're going to talk about some football, right? NFL offseason is going into week number 3 here. Week 1 and week 2 were filled with tons of big moves, right? Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers signing that huge deal, Russell Wilson trade, countless other acquisitions, and the Deshaun Watson to Cleveland. There have been so many big moves. But I have wrote down 10 of the worst offseason moves so far that I think has happened. But I'm going to give you guys 5 today. We're going to say 5 tomorrow here. But number 1, the 5th worst move of today, Mitchell Trubisky to the Steelers. Now, I love the move on the Pittsburgh Steelers part. I love the fact that they got Mitchell Trubisky at a cheap price, with $14.55 million, 2-year deal, right? Very, very cheap to get possibly a placeholder, prove it to me quarterback, right? But what I don't like about this was that the Pittsburgh Steelers were in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. They were one of the front runners, if we remember correctly. But then they kind of put their cards out there and say, you know what, we're signing Mitch, and it is what it is. And if Deshaun wants to come, he wants to come. So obviously, Deshaun Watson doesn't want to compete for a starting job, which he wouldn't have competed for a starting job. But that puts Mitchell Trubisky at a what the heck type of situation there, right? It's same way he was back in Chicago. So what I don't like about the move is that the Steelers jumped on him so quickly. Was Mitchell Trubisky a sought-out opportunist? Maybe. Like obviously, the Saints liked him, and there are some other names that were floating around for Mitchell Trubisky. But in the end, why I don't like this move is because they jumped too early when they were in the front running for the Deshaun Watson trade there. Number 4, Mike Williams signing. The LA Chargers. Right? Is it the LA Chargers, San Diego Chargers? The Chargers, whoever they're going by now. Right now, I think I lost my thing in my ear thing. I don't know what happened. No, it's still there. I don't know. For whatever reason, it's echoing real bad. But Mike Williams signing for the Chargers was a complete head scratcher. So when you look at Mike Williams' stats over the whole year, yes, they were good stats, right? But if you break it down to half of the season, the first 8 games of the season, he was spectacular, right? What did he do for you the last 9? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely dog crap. I mean, he was a shell of himself the last 9 games of the season. He has been in the league for 5 years. only has one season over 50 catches. One season over 50 catches, and they give this guy like $20 million, or what was it, $25 million. I don't have that contract, but it was a lot more than franchise tag, and the franchise tag was $18.5 million. So that tells you something, like whatever his contract was. I should have looked it up. But one of the biggest knocks on Mike Williams is, for one, he drops the ball a lot. Mike Williams is basically like a 50-50. Is he going to catch the ball or not? I mean, obviously it's not that bad, but still, when you get paid to catch the damn ball and you're dropping it more times than not, that does not warrant a big contract like he got. Number two, he never seems to be healthy. He always has a nagging hamstring, ankle. For whatever reason, he cannot stay healthy. So the reason why I do not like this signing is because that the Chargers could have got him on the franchise tag for $18.5 million. They could have put him on the franchise tag and said, prove it to me. Prove it to me that you are worth this big deal. Prove it to me that you can, produce for a full season. Give me 50 catches. That's all. That's all I'm asking for. Give me 50 plus catches for your second time ever. So Mike Williams' signing for the LA Chargers was obviously very, very, it wasn't dumb, but they definitely overpaid for it. Number 3, Buffalo Bill fans, you guys are going to go up in arms and like in this because for whatever reason, you guys think the Von Miller signing was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm going to tell you why Von Miller was not a very good signing. For one, Von Miller is 33 years old. Okay. You guys signed him for 6 years. He turns 34 sometime during this NFL season. I don't know his birthday. So at the end of his contract, he'll be damn near 40 years old. 6 years, $120 million, overpaid for a guy that hasn't produced over 10 sacks in the last 4 seasons. One time he has 10 sacks over the last 4 seasons. You guys are really reaching there, aren't you, Buffalo Bill fans? I know you guys love Von Miller. I know you guys doing all great stuff in free agency and offseason, right? You guys are making some good moves. This Von Miller signing was dumb. 6 years, $120 million for a 34-year-old defensive lineman that has 10 sacks one time over the last 4 seasons, and health issues. He's been injured as well. Worst offseason signing, number 2, the Atlanta Falcons, trading Matt Ryan for peanuts. They traded Matt Ryan for a 3rd-round pick. Now, yes, we know Matt Ryan's 37 years old, right? But he is a former league MVP. Matt Ryan is still a good quarterback. He still has some stuff left in the tank. He is going to do good things in Indianapolis. But obviously, you guys could not mend what you did to Matt Ryan's ego when you went after the Deshaun Watson thing. When the Deshaun Watson thing ultimately fell through for the Atlanta Falcons, the whole team was up in arms. This team was flat out done and over with, right? So I understand you had to get Matt Ryan out of town to save face, but for a 3rd-round pick for a former MVP that led your team to the Super Bowl in 2016. Yes, I know it's 6 years ago, right? But still, it's still Matt Ryan, still the face of your franchise. 3rd-round pick. Now, the worst offseason move so far, in my opinion, is the whole Green Bay Packers offseason. They lost MSV. They lost Devontae Adams. They signed a huge lucrative deal for Aaron Rodgers. And now they're trying to transition to a running style offense. I got to scratch my head on this one. Green Bay Packers, what are you guys doing? You guys lost the best receiver in the NFL for a 1st round and a 2nd round pick. Yes, you could maybe turn those into some good draft picks. I get it. You lost MSV to free agency. Yes, I know he was not producing, but he like without Adams there, he could have produced. He could have done you guys some good things. You give Aaron Rodgers $150 million over the next 3 seasons. If Aaron Rodgers decides to retire after the second season, you guys are screwed. $40 million of dead cap hit, and then you want to transition to a running style offense. What? You have the best quarterback in the NFL, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, signed to a 3-year deal, and you want to run the damn ball more? Oh, because you don't have any receivers, because you gave everybody up. So the Green Bay Packers losing Davante Adams and MSV, signing Aaron Rodgers to this big lucrative deal, that has to be that is the worst offseason move so far. Hands down, that is dumb. Sorry, Green Bay Packers fans. I know you guys are not, we don't care that Davante Adams left. Like, he did good. The Green Bay Packers ownership knows when to let the receivers go. They let Freeman go and they let Jordy go, and now we're going to let Davante Adams go. Like, whatever. You guys are so full of shit. So full of complete dog hooky on that one. But guys, we are up against the first break here on the Man Hour. Coming up after the break, we got the infamous Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. When anybody got time for that is April Fool's jokes. That's for damn sure. We're going to talk about that. We got the interview with Will Loving Watts coming up here in about 15 minutes as well. We got Brandon Combs Beastie scheduled to be on the air as well here in about a half hour, 45 minutes right here on the Man Hour. Guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy. We'll be right back on a stellar Tuesday morning. Let's go.
I give a slight edge, Mike, to Marquette because they're playing on their home court, and Marquette's been taking care of business on the road. Are you ready for the best damn radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
On me every time, though. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that why I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cole. They don't want to talk to us about the air right now. I second that.
So, you know that that's how when we talk about sports, giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, still listen to more. Your station not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas. Station not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we a big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzz beaters. We coming live all through your speakers. Go.
You're watching Man Hour. Hit that like button, baby.
Man Hour Nation, it's your boy BC Beastie Brandon Combs coming to you with a special message. 22 veterans a day commit suicide. Now, that's 22 too many. And here at the Man Hour, we want to bring awareness to this. Our brothers and sisters deserve our support and our help. With the Take 22 merch, it's a small opportunity to show our appreciation and support to our veterans and take a small step to ending veteran suicide and treating PTSD properly. Every dollar spent on our Take 22 merch will be donated to the cause. So Man Hour Nation, rise up and show your support.
Man Hour Nation brought to you by Brooks Roofing and Siding. Contact them at 812-868-7663 or online at brooksroofingin.com. Brooks Roofing and Siding, protection you need when nature strikes.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckasher here with the Man Hour. You can find me on the old Twitter machine at manhour_buck. This is a product of Belly Up Sports. You guys can find us on bellyup.tv. If you're going to miss any part of the show whatsoever, of course, you can find us on Spotify. iTunes, and iHeartRadio, and pretty much anywhere you can find your podcast form. But definitely check it out on Spotify. We're doing a real good big Spotify push this particular week, and I want you guys to go ahead and download the latest episode. So I get them up in the afternoon, so we record like we do live in the morning. Got to get them up in the afternoon, right before I hit the hay. So guys, be sure to check us out on Spotify. But of course, if you have Roku TV or Apple TV, search for Belly Up Sports. That's 3 words, Belly Up and Sports. And we are on Belly Up Sports on Roku and Apple TV at 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. East Coast time. 2 different shows for you guys here. But if you want to watch us live, raw, and uncut, check us out on youtube.com/manhour, 6 a.m. East Coast time every Monday through Friday. So guys, it is roughly a half hour and end of the show here, and it is a Tuesday edition here of the Man Hour. And every Tuesday, we do a special segment called "Ain't Nobody Got Time for That."
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And guys, ain't nobody got time for that is exactly what it is. We have 5 or 6 topics here that we have pulled from our Facebook group, and we basically don't have time to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it anyway, just because that's what we do, right? We ain't nobody got time for that. So the first ain't nobody got time for that. I mean, obviously it is April 5th here, but April Fool's was just a few days ago, and apparently now it is a cool thing to do to post all these trading memes out there. You know, Patrick Mahomes to the Miami Dolphins because he wants to play with Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce is going to go play baseball with the Cubs. You know, there are tons and tons of those trades. And quite frankly, guys, that is the stupidest, most childish thing that you could possibly do. Make up these fake-ass memes. Make up these fake-ass, I want to fool everybody thinking that Patrick Mahomes is going to the Miami Dolphins to play to Tyreek Hill. It is absolutely stupid. April Fool's is not meant to be on social media, okay? Like, I'm not going to tweet and say, hey, I'm pregnant. Dude, you're a dude. Well, we live in the world that we live in, so I could be pregnant, right? But obviously, it's stupid. It is stupid. April Fool's is meant to be in person. In your house, at your work, you know, with some friends at school or whatever, right? April Fool's is not meant to be tweeted out and Facebooked and Instagrammed or whatever, right? April Fool's is meant to, you know, put a spider in your wife's car when she jumps in, like, oh, I got a spider in my car. April Fool's, right? Stop with this April Fool's media crap. It is stupid. Absolutely stupid. Quite frankly.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for
that. Let's just be honest. Ain't nobody got time for that. The second ain't nobody got time for that today is the whole Cleveland Browns Super Bowl crap. April Fool's is past, guys. April Fool's is past. This is April 5th, 2022 at 6:40 in the morning. Deshaun Watson to the Cleveland Browns does not instantly make them a Super Bowl contender. Sorry, it just doesn't. Yes, they picked up Amari Cooper. Yes, they still have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Yes, they still have a pretty damn good defense as well. I get it. I get it. Last year, what did everybody say? Oh, Browns are going to the playoffs. Browns are going to Super Bowl. Where'd the Browns end up last year? I'm asking for a friend. Charles Moats. I see you, big guy. Your Browns. Where were they at in January? Were they playing at Baker's house or were they all at their own house? So stop it. Deshaun Watson to the Cleveland Browns does not instantly make them a Super Bowl contender. Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Browns does not instantly make them a Super Bowl contender. Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper, two Cleveland Browns, does not instantly make them a Super Bowl contender. Stop it. Deshaun Watson hasn't played for a year. Amari Cooper has been a shell of himself the last couple of seasons. When he has played away from Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium, he has been complete dog poo-poo. At home, at Cowboy Stadium, he's been okay. You know, he's had a couple 100-yard games, but away from there, dog crap. Deshaun Watson to the Cleveland Browns does not make them Super Bowl contenders. Stop it.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Number 3. Every Tuesday right here on Man Hour, we do Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. 6 topics. If you guys want to throw us some ideas out there, hit us up on Facebook.com/Man Hour Sports. Click on some of the groups. You know, and I pull them from there. Like, this is dumb. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? Ain't nobody got time for that. Number 3. I was scrolling through the old interwebs and I saw this one. They posted a video if Major League Baseball had NFL uniforms. So we see this every year, right? As my eyes start to water, as I was coughing up a storm there in my bowels. My apologies, guys. My apologies. But every year we see the what if NFL had Major League Baseball uniforms? What if MLB had NFL uniforms? What if they have these alternate uniforms? I saw this YouTube video. This dude had like an hour and 30-minute long video. He remade every Major League Baseball uniform as if they were an NFL team. So the Royals were the Chiefs red and gold, right? The Cubs were the Bears blue and brown. It just like he literally went through all of them, made them. Like some of them looked good. I'm not going to lie, but some of them were kind of like, really? This is stupid as hell. But man, like you had to render those videos, you had to Photoshop them. Then you had to look at, well, because there's like 17 New York teams, what New York team fits with what New York team. Do the Patriots and the Yankees line up, or do the Jets and the Yankees line up? Like it was just this guy spent so much time on this, bro.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody legitimately has time for that, my man. So just stop wasting your hours on doing that. It's cool. It's stupid. Next one. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like I said, I pull these from our Facebook groups. If you guys are not on Facebook, you should be liking us on Facebook, facebook.com/manhoursports. But this particular guy, should I out his name? No, I'm not going to out his name. But he every day puts up this Walmart gift card giveaway. If you give me $10, I'll give you a $100 Walmart gift card or some crap. Like, dude, I have blocked you 7 times so far in some of our groups. Yes, we have like 30 some groups out there. Like we have all the NFL teams, we have divisional teams, we have Major League Baseball teams. Like we have tons of groups. I get it. But I have blocked you so many times. I have banned you from these groups. I don't got time to be blocking you all the time for your stupid Walmart gift card giveaway crap. Come on, bro. Like, I don't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time.
Sorry, guys. I had to sprinkle in a little good one there every now and then. Like, if you guys are not familiar with the What Does, you are in for a rude awakening when the What Does come tomorrow. But my next Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. First of all, shout out to the Kansas Jayhawks for winning the national championship last night. 15 points down. Come back and you guys do your thing. Good job. I'm not gonna lie. You guys did a grand old job there. But this ain't nobody got time for that. Is Mitch Lightfoot. Mitchell Lightfoot. Have you been at the Kansas Jayhawks for like 15 years, my man? Me and my wife have been married for almost 5 years, and I remember watching you play Kansas State when Dean Wade was there, when the Kansas State Wildcats beat her Kentucky Wildcats in the NCAA tournament to make it to the Elite Eight. What is up with all these Kansas players and being there for like 9 years? Like, Mitch Lightfoot was like one of them, and then they had that Azuka guy or whatever, that big man from like Brazil. Like, he was there forever, and then it seems like every year they have like this guy that is there for 6 or 7 years. How do you guys get away with this? First of all, you guys were already buying your players before it was legal. Then you have like these 10th year seniors. Like, is Mitch Lightfoot coming back for a 12th season next year? Like, how do you guys do that? Seriously, how do you do that?
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time.
And that is going to be it for Ain't Nobody Got Time for That this particular Tuesday, guys. Coming up here after the break, we do have an interview with Will Loving Watts, seniors over here at Jeffersonville High School. They are committed to play at Bellarmine University next year. So Will Loving Watts and Jalen tags team this interview coming up with us. Like our man Wyatt Williams set it up for us. Hashtag waffle for Wyatt there. So guys, we'll be right back after this break.
Commissioner Cooper from TSS Fantasy. We are the fantasy show of the people. That means we give the people what they want. Expert fantasy advice, leading medical and legal analysis, free contests, and innovative games to keep you entertained. Watch us live with the Tiki Live app on the Belly Up Sports channel, subscribe to us on YouTube, or follow us on all social media platforms. Visit TSSFantasy.com today for all the latest updates from the fantasy show of the people. We put the fun in fantasy.
Yeah!
Instead of the mayo
over sour cream, yeah.
Right. That's because you have high cholesterol. Okay. If you drafted Julio Jones,
you got ghosted.
This is amazing. TSS Fantasy is like an orgasm. If I had a cigarette, I'd smoke it. I'm pumped to be here. This is the show of shows.
TSS Fantasy, the fantasy show of the people.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering, negativity is a plague for the mentally weak, no mercy, all I got is working, never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm.
What is up, Man Hour Nation? It is the Wyatt Williams, and I am here with the Jalen Fairman and the Will Lovings Watts. What is going on, guys?
You guys are on mute.
You guys are muted.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. What's going on, guys?
It's good.
How was practice today?
It was good.
Pretty good? That's how we like it. Awesome. So, First, I want to start off with you, Jalen. So you just came to Jeffersonville from J-Town, a big transfer. There's a lot of hype around that move, which was a great move for you. So what was that transfer like for you? Kind of just break that down. What was the transfer? What was the process like for you?
Really, I just had to wait till my other school sent over all my stuff. Then I had to get my practices in so I could play.
Now, I saw that the IHSA counted your KHSA practices, which was how you were able to get in for the North Oldham game. Is there a certain number of practices for the KHSA, or is it just kind of show up and play? What's the regulations over there?
We could just show up and play over there.
Okay.
Typical Kentucky, right?
Exactly.
Oh, hey.
So, Will, I'm going to bring up a picture here for you as I ask you this question. So you've received a ton of attention from Division I colleges. You released this picture of your offers and interests, as we see here. So what does it mean for you to look at that list and see all these teams that are interested in you? I mean, there's some big schools there, man. Bradley, Louisville, IU, Purdue, and Virginia Tech, some Illinois too. Some guys that are in the top 25 at this moment. So what does that mean to you to have these people interested in you and wanting them to come play for them?
It's really cool that they're reaching out to me. The coaches text me a lot, and it's really cool that they have a lot of interest in me and stuff.
So hang on one second here. Let's bring up this picture. I see the Wichita State Shockers on on there. Shocker Nation for one. I am from Kansas. I know what Shocker Nation is all about. If you had a chance to go to Wichita, you will love every minute of it.
Buck, whoa. Look.
Hey, that Kansas pride coming out.
Hey,
Combs, you shut up.
Illinois, baby. It's all about Illinois, man. You got to come be a fighting Illini. You got to come bring a national title back to the state of Illinois. Because, look, man, there ain't no ball like Chicago ball. All right? Michael Jordan.
From a Notre Dame fan.
The Mecca. Football. Illinois don't play no football. They play basketball at Illinois. Come on, man.
All right, now that the Kansas person and the Illinois person are done with their crap here, let me tell you what, man. You guys know it, what Hoosier Hysteria is all about, okay? Indiana is the basketball mecca of the world, all right? And wherever you guys choose, you got to stay home in Indiana, right? I mean, that's the main thing, right? No, but for real. But speaking of Hoosier Hysteria, that's a big question I wanted to ask you guys about. What is it like to play in these arenas? I mean, we have some. I believe it's 17 of the 20 biggest high school arenas in the country are located in Indiana. So we have some big ones like Newcastle, Seymour. I mean, there are just 8,000 plus seaters. What is it like to get the opportunity to play in such a huge arena, but especially even during this year while there's COVID and stuff, so there's not any fans? What is it like to get to sit down on the floor and look up and not see as many people up in the stands at the moment? We'll start with Jalen first.
Really, it's different because, like, usually the crowds get you, like, more, like, energy and just, like,
facts, more
hype. But, I mean, you still got to play either way. Like, even if nobody's at the game, like in Louisville, like some of our games, like during the week, they'll be like how it is now. And it was like no COVID at the time, so I'm used to it. But I mean, either way, you still got to play.
And then Will, you got to play against Romeo a couple of years back. That was your freshman year. So did you played against Romeo, correct? No. You missed about 1 year. You did, Jalen. Okay. Yeah. So what was that experience like being in an 8,000 seater like that? The whole place, it's sold out. One side screaming, the other side screaming for you. The other side hates you. What is it like to be caught in the middle ground on that? And Will, I'll ask you as well, because you've been there at a packed Seymour Stadium as well. So what is that like? We'll start with Jalen, then we'll go to Will. But what is that like to play in an atmosphere like that where there's 8,000 people around you just screaming?
It's crazy because, like, you really can't even hear nothing on the court for real. Like, it just be, like, loud. I mean, it's fun, though, because, like, it just all the attention on the court looking at you, so it's just fun.
And then Will?
The momentum switches is crazy. Like, one side might hit a three or something going crazy. One school is going crazy. Yeah. And you hit it to come down, dunk it or something. And then they go crazy for you. It's just crazy. Like, the
No,
atmosphere is just wild.
absolutely. No, I call games up there every single year, and I can tell you right now, with a headset on, you can't hear yourself talking at times when the whole place goes nuts. Because I mean, it's like, I believe I didn't get to call this game, but Romeo versus Floyd Central. Just looking back at that game, that was my freshman year. I didn't get to call that one, but I remember they did the sound decibels in it, and I don't know all the numbers on that stuff, but it was like, I think 10 less than Seattle Stadium. Like, and it was a 2,000-seater gym, and they got it that loud. I mean, it just, the atmosphere is electric. It's crazy. And like I said, like in those headphones, sometimes you got to like turn them down real quick because they're like blowing your eardrums out. So I mean, is there any moments where you got to like cover your ears or anything? It gets too loud.
Never a time where I had to cover my ears, but there's definitely times where like I couldn't hear my coach calling plays and stuff. That's it's crazy.
So I was actually getting ready to ask you about that. I mean, I never played basketball on that high of like stage, but I played football to where I cannot hear my coach MFing me on like just like on the sideline, and like I think I played some of my best ball when I couldn't hear my coach because like I didn't hear what he had to say. Do you guys think you guys play, you know, more free and more fun, like you know, in the years past when you couldn't hear your coach call like all these plays and zone defenses and stuff like hey man, just let me play? Like, do you think you play better like that?
Yeah, you get more freedom.
You got to really come together with your teammates too.
Yeah.
Right. So
communication just key in those moments.
Right. You got to come together every play.
So when you guys are looking for colleges and stuff like that, I am a Kentucky fan because my wife makes me. But I have seen Coach Cal. He is probably the worst X's and O's coaches out there. Do you want to play for a coach that is going to try to coach the athlete out of the kid, or do you want to just like, hey, just let me play?
I want to coach to, you know, really like work on my athleticism for sure. I want to coach to like utilize me in the best way that's going to help the team.
So, Will, you answered the question, and let me bring up that picture again. And I know one coach that would do that for you very, very well.
Yeah, he'd be right here in Illinois, and he would do that for you. He'd let you play ball. He'd let you do whatever. So Will, Jalen, these guys are tossing you guys some softball. So I got two questions for you before I let Wyatt take over and go at you guys. The first one here, I'm going to go at you, and I do this with every kid that we have on here. I want to know from each one of you, one guy in the NBA right now you would love to cross up.
LeBron.
Everybody wants to go after the GOAT.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just want.
Jalen, same answer.
Yeah, LeBron.
Probably LeBron.
Okay, so who was the GOAT? MJ or LeBron?
MJ.
LeBron for sure.
Oh,
so we got split here. Who said LeBron? I didn't see it.
I said LeBron.
Attaboy. There you go, Jalen. You know what's up over here.
Will's definitely correct. Will's definitely correct. So I think I already know the answer to my next question just by the answer to that question. But Will and Jalen in a game to 21, 1-on-1, who's winning?
Ooh.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that one for sure. I gotta get that.
Okay, well, me like I definitely love the confidence, but what makes you so confident that you can take Jalen 1-on-1?
I feel like he's too small. You know?
So basically, what you are saying is that if LeBron and Jordan were to play, LeBron would be bigger and stronger than MJ, so LeBron would beat Michael Jordan at 21-2?
Jordan would find a way to beat him 21-1.
Find a way.
Oh my gosh.
So what you're saying is Jalen won't find a way.
But he won't find a way. Exactly my point. He won't find a way.
Will's saying he's better than Jordan right now.
So Jalen, now I got a serious question for you because I have experienced a lot of kids coming from the state of Kentucky to Indiana to play ball, whether that's basketball, baseball, football, which we'll talk about that later. But nonetheless, is it because of the COVID situation that is there, or do you think Southern Indiana just has better basketball than Kentucky?
Yeah, it like over in Indiana, it's like teams will really scout you to every dribble move that you would do. In Kentucky, you would just scout who the best player is and just stop them. But over here, they be scouting the littlest stuff that you would do in the game. So it's
we talked with Will a lot about colleges and stuff. Now, Jalen, I'm sure you have some Division I eyes on you as well. What are some of the offers and interests that you have right now?
I got interest from Columbia, Holy Cross, Miami of Ohio.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. So, both of you, this is the question I was really excited to ask. Will, you've spent some time with Brandon Razor Moore, not only while he was at Jeff, but also before he went to J-Town, but also now that he's back. And then, Jalen, you played with him in Kentucky at J-Town. So, I mean, he's an incredible basketball player, another D1 talent just like you guys. So, what is it like to get to share the ball with another guy on the court like that? Stoudemire is great as well, and all the other guys on your team. But just specifically, since Razor Moore, you guys have played with him. Jalen played with him in Kentucky. Will play with him here as well. So what is it like to share a locker room and a court with him? What is he like on the court?
He's hilarious. He's hilarious. He's a great player. He really likes to shoot. He has a great shot. He can shoot it from anywhere. So it's great to play with a player like that.
Absolutely. And then Jalen?
Yeah, he stretches the floor get pressure off of you, really, because you can't leave him open. And if you do leave him open, he's just gonna hit it.
Yeah,
so it's fun to play with him.
So you guys mentioned that. I mean, you guys are all smiles. You guys joking back and forth, talking about Brandon as well. I mean, I've talked to Coach Grants a lot. I spend a lot of time with Coach Grants, whether if it's in radio, TV, I come down to your all's coach's office and hang out with him sometime and talk to him. I like to pick his brain. He's a really smart basketball guy. But he talks about your all's camaraderie, the teamwork between all you guys, and how great of friends that you all are on and off the court. So what is that like to have great camaraderie amongst your teammates?
It's great because, it's like a brotherhood, we talk off the court, and then when we get on the court, it's even better. We got chemistry on the court. So.
And then Jalen?
Yeah, we just be having fun. We're always with each other. Outside of practices, we're always hanging with each other, just laughing and stuff. And then on the court, just fun when we, how the last game was, we was winning. We was just having fun out there together.
So let me tell you guys this story real quick. Sorry, Wyatt. But
no, you're good, buddy. Go ahead.
But I played college ball, right? And I was around the football players all the time, and I had these roommates that were offensive players, and they always chirped their mouths all the time. So in practice, I was pissed off and I wanted to pop him in the mouth every shot I could get. So, and then sometimes that went off the court or off the field as well. Do you guys ever have arguments off the court and bring it onto the court, or once you step in those lines, it is all hey, we are here here to ball. I don't care if you stole my chick or not.
Yeah, we if we're gonna get into it, it's gonna be on the court. Yeah. Right. We don't really get into it off the court, but on the court, sometimes you gotta say some stuff to your teammates sometimes just to get them going.
One of the biggest ego kicks that I could ever tell the offensive guys, hey, you simply just can't catch. You should come to play my side of of the ball. What is the biggest ego poke to a basketball player?
You're soft.
Yeah. You're soft.
Yeah.
So look, small.
And that's to me why that question earlier with LeBron is so easy, because that man, if you breathe in his direction when he's driving the lane, that man is falling into the first row.
The first row.
Yeah, like a bomb just went off. That man flopped so bad. But
he's the greatest, though.
He's not the
real quick, boy. We got a lot of listeners that chime in, and one of them is Tori Anderson from Wisconsin. Which, by the way, don't let this guy talk you into going to Wisconsin. You don't want to play It's cold up there. You don't want to go to Wisconsin to play any sport whatsoever.
Jesus,
so
horrible.
What part of your game do you think you need to work on most, and does that factor into your college of choice with the coaching staff?
It's a great question.
Jalen,
I think mine is probably my pull-up 3. I need to work on that.
Jalen, and what about you?
It's really my shot, because I like offense and defense. Like I just like playing defense really more than offense. So, I mean,
That's rare.
Yeah, I like
Especially in the NBA.
Yeah.
So
right.
So let me ask you this: one other question, before I let Wyatt take his last question. There, Southern Indiana right now has a mecca of players that have come from Southern Indiana. Like we have Trey Hoffman. Like we have the Highbreeder kid. We have Colby Barnes that we're having on here in a couple minutes as well. Does that scare you guys at all in the recruiting process that you may not even be the best player in your area, but you're getting looks at in Division I schools? Does that scare you at all, or does that help you step up the game?
It doesn't scare me. I love to compete. I'm never afraid to fight for a spot. So
good answer.
I love it, man.
Jalen, you are from Kentucky. This is your first time getting a taste of really Southern Indiana.
No, I went to Jeff my freshman and
he was at Jeff before he went to J-Town.
Okay, so you are a transplant and then back into okay. I see now. So basically, you went to J-Town, said this sucks, and then came back to Jeff, right? All right. Go ahead, Wyatt.
Yeah.
So my last couple of questions for you guys here. The first one, we mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, Coach Grant. It's his first year as head coach at Jeff. How has the locker room atmosphere been? I mean, both of you guys have spent years at Jeffersonville now. You know what the locker room atmosphere was like before. So what is the locker room atmosphere like now with Coach Grant?
I mean, Coach Grant's, he's not afraid to, state his opinion. He's not afraid to say what
he is loud. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, yeah, I like him for what I like him now. I really like him. He's a great coach.
Yeah, he pushes his players to be the best they can be.
Absolutely. So, Will, this question's for you. So we've talked a little bit about, or not a little bit, we've talked a lot about Jalen coming over from J-Town, but with his entrance to the team, how has that affected the team so far? We saw he came in for the first time the other night against North Oldham, which Jalen, you played great, by the way. But Will, you were there before with Coach Grant. So what has the atmosphere in the locker room been like now that Jalen has re-entered the team?
I feel like everybody's just ready to compete. Trying to get a spot.
Sure.
Jalen really brings the pushing the tempo and all that to the game, so it really helps.
All right, so my final question for you guys here on this last one. I always try and get a good joke question here at the end. Okay, so here we go. You ready? So both you guys incredible athletes, as we know. Both of you guys can dunk. Both you guys, I swear to God, I told Buck this earlier. I think both of you have springs in your legs, and that something else is going on we don't know about. No, just kidding. So in a dunk contest, all right, what is the first dunk you're choosing to use against some of the greatest dunkers in the world? What would be your first dunk be?
Me, I'll probably self-lob and then windmill. Self-lob, then windmill,
All right. And Jalen?
I'm gonna just cock it back and slam it.
Just knock it down hard?
Yeah.
And then for that final one, okay? You're tied with the person you're in a dunk contest with, all right? Your final dunk, it's got to be the exclamation point that puts you over. So, Will, we'll start with you. What is your exclamation point dunk? What is that final dunk that puts the exclamation point on it and people are like, wow?
I got to put it between my legs.
Good Lord. I don't even think I could jump and put a ball between my legs, let alone bring it back up and dunk it on like a 7-foot goal, man. I'm not even kidding.
Wait,
why you got like a 2-inch vertical, buddy?
Right.
Yeah, I know. It's bad, man. I'm not kidding.
Jalen, what is your explanation point?
My explanation, I'm a windmill it.
Windmill it?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys, so let me ask you one last question before we let you go. Every high school basketball, it is state championship or bust, right? If you are not thinking that, you are not playing the game correctly. What would it mean to you guys to win a state championship this season for Jeffersonville?
That would be crazy. That would be a crazy experience. Going to sectionals, that was crazy for me. So I can't even imagine going to state.
Right. Do
Well,
you guys have the team to go to state?
We definitely do have the ability to go to state. I know we had
absolutely. No, Buck, there's a ton of athleticism on this team. Like these guys are just a touch of it. I mean, then you got Studemeyer as well on the court. He's a great passer and a nice shooter as well. Brandon Razormore, we talked about, that kid can pull up from anywhere. I mean, sometimes I'm calling your guys' games sometime, and he will pull up from like 6 feet behind the 3-point line. And I'm thinking, man, I'm like, what's this kid doing? That's the dumbest. And then he hits it, and I'm like, that was great. What am I talking about? That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. But no, there's a ton of athleticism on your guys' team. You guys have Wyatt is dunking on purpose. I got one over there, man. Got on the door. No, so but yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys got the athletic ability. The coaching is there as well. So I'm really excited to see what you guys do in the tournament. Best of luck to you guys for the rest of the year.
And if you guys ever want some schooling on the basketball court, feel free to come over to Sellersburg, and I can put this elbow in the goal all day long.
Oh my God! Stop
Thank
it!
you guys for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
See you guys.
All right, guys. That is.
I'm home from work and relaxing. I watch Man Hour while doing dishes. What do you do when your husband and kid are obsessed with the Man Hour? You watch it with them.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. I have no idea what was going on with that commercial there, but whatever. It is what it is, guys. Welcome to hour number 2 here on the Man Hour. Hope you guys enjoyed that old interview with Jalen and Will. The reason why I did play that interview is because I'm going to have them on again this week. Very, very exciting things happening for both of those two young men, and I cannot wait to have them on. So big things happening for those two guys. But every day at this time of day, we try to get the man, the myth, the legend himself on the phone. And that is no other than Beastie Brandon Combs. As you guys hear the phone ringing, I want to get the man on there because I want to talk a little bit about Mitchell Trubisky. I want to talk about how sexy he is. So, Beastie, what's going on, my man?
Cappuccino Blast.
Oh. He's ordering a cappuccino blast, guys, so he is going to get that nice heart attack right before the work day, and I'm going to give him another heart attack. So, guys, quickly get 911 on the phone because, Beastie, dude, you're 41 years old now. You need to start worrying about your cholesterol, your blood pressure, and maybe not order a double cappuccino, just order a single. Come on, man.
You know, look, I've got to get my caffeine in. It's early. I'm working these 13 to 14-hour days, so I need all the caffeine I can get right now.
Well, it's called the afternoon rush. But, Combs, if you get some of that Shocked Energy nasal spray, you just snort it a little bit, bada bing, bada boom, you're good for 5 hours, baby. I'm serious.
That's called cocaine.
No, it's Shocked Energy, guys. Link is in the description. So, Combs, are you ordering some Starbucks? Are you a basic white bitch or what?
No, I'm at Dunkin', man. I don't do that Starbucks.
Okay. So Dunkin' is the basic white Chad. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you back in your car? Are you leaving? Are you ready to talk some sports?
Oh
man?
yeah. I'm on the highway now, heading into the shop.
All right, so let me pick the correct button there. There we go. I need to get your picture on, like on here. Like I got the selfie in my phone. I just need to import it. But guys, we do have Brandon Beastie Combs on the phone here, as we do every day, right here at 7:15, right here on the Man Hour, East Coast time, obviously. But Combsy, earlier this week, on Monday, actually, I had Jared from the Corner Booth on. We had a great conversation with Jared from the Corner Booth. What was that? Last Thursday or Friday? Or I can't remember. But he compared your man, Mitchell Trubisky, to Andy Dalton. What are your first initial thoughts when you hear that?
You know, it's probably not a bad comparison. It's not. You know, I still think the jury's out on Mr. Trubisky. I really do. I think he was stuck with a terrible head coach who clearly didn't care about him. I mean, we've all heard the story about, or at least, you know, those listening to Man Hour have heard the story. I've told it a couple times where, you know, Mr. Trubisky called a meeting with Matt Nagy because he had ideas on how they could fix the offense, and Matt Nagy just never showed up. And then the next week, Mr. Trubisky got benched. So, to me, Mr. Trubisky is going into his rookie season right now. But the difference between Mr. Trubisky is going into his rookie season after having some pro experience and after having some game experience. He's just never had that coach that could bring him along. And him going to Pittsburgh, I think it could really be a good thing for him. Mike Tomlin is that coach. Mike Tomlin is that guy. And I think that Mr. Trubisky will actually be better when it's all said and done. I think he'll be better than Andy Dalton. I think we'll be more comparing him to the likes of, you know, maybe a Carson Palmer, or comparing him to somebody like trying to think of somebody off the top of my head. You know, maybe even starting to compare him to like I'm trying to think of a quarterback who won a Super Bowl but wasn't great, but was very, very good. You know?
Trent Dilfer. How about that one? He was pretty decent. I mean, he wasn't horrible by like any means. How about Alex Smith? Like Alex Smith gets like knocked, but he was good. Yeah. Alex Smith was good.
Yeah, no, that would be a great comparison, Alex Smith. You know, I think that would be more the trajectory that I would put him on. But right now, being compared to Andy Dalton for Mr. Trubisky, I think that could be a good thing too. Because look at Andy Dalton. I mean, Andy Dalton wasted most of his career with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right.
And you know, I mean, they did go to a couple playoff series when Marvin Lewis was their head coach, but they just never really put anything together. Like, they never really had that championship type team put together like the Bengals did this past season. And they never really built properly around Andy Dalton. So, you know, I think Andy Dalton's kind of in that same boat with Mr. Trubisky, where he was just in a bad situation his entire career.
Yeah, and I think when Jared was like saying it, like he was saying it like a bad thing, but I pulled some of Andy Dalton's stats, which I still think he is a top 15 quarterback in the league with the Saints this particular season. But here are some honorable mentions that he did with Cincinnati. He led the Cincinnati Bengals to the best start in their history in 2015. They started that season 8-0. He led them to 7 playoff berths, 5 in a row, and only has 5 losing seasons his whole time in Cincinnati. And you said it the best there. The Cincinnati Bengals really didn't have a team built around them at all. It was AJ Green and Andy Dalton forever. Yes, they had the tailback that kind of had that like that spark of a year in 2015. His name slipped in my mind, but then he went to the Patriots and kind of pandered out. So really, the Cincinnati Bengals were just basically happy with just being just good enough to make it to the playoffs, and that was Marvin Lewis's MO the whole time Andy Dalton was there. So comparing Mitchell Trubisky to Andy Dalton really isn't a knock. It's kind of what the Pittsburgh Steelers need, because the Pittsburgh Steelers are just a quarterback away. I think they have a damn good defense. They have a pretty good receiver core even without Juju. They have two really good running backs back there as well. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers are poised to make a pretty good run this year, don't you think?
Yeah, look, I really think that Mitch Trubisky under, Mike Tomlin, I really think that he walked into a gold mine there in Pittsburgh, because, look, the Steelers just don't have losing seasons. right? Like they just. Mike Tomlin had one losing season in his entire NFL career.
He's had 0 losing seasons.
Did they have a losing record this season?
No, because they no. I think they were 8-1 this year, right?
I thought they were 7. I could be wrong, but either way. So I mean, even if it's 0 losing season, I mean, look, Mike Tomlin just doesn't lose. He knows how to win.
Yeah.
And I think Mr. Trubisky is serviceable enough if you use him in the proper way. One thing that always frustrated with me about the Bears with him is the same thing that frustrated me last year with Justin Fields, is that they never moved the game plan to Mitchell's strength. Like Mitchell's strength is moving around in the pocket, throwing on the run. He is much better throwing on the run than he is when he plants his feet in the pocket.
Facts.
He's just more accurate, and he for whatever reason he's just better when he's moving. And the Bears never did that. Like it was Matt Nagy who would never. He did the same thing with Justin Fields, like he did in his first start when he got sacked 9 times by the Cleveland Browns. And it was the worst game plan I've ever seen because they couldn't block for him, and he kept calling 7-step drop passes.
Yeah.
Like there was no chance. He did that to Mitchell Trubisky his whole career, tried turning him into a pocket passer, and that's just not what Mitchell Trubisky is.
Yeah.
And I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are more poised for Mitchell Trubisky because they just came off of that same type of quarterback, right? Because as good as Ben Roethlisberger was, when he was younger, they were winning Super Bowls, he was at his best when he was on the run, when he was moving around in the pocket. And that's always kind of been their MO, is they've always had their quarterback on the move. So I think that they are better suited for Mr. Trubisky. I think this could be a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think you are 100% correct on that. So I am glad you kind of transitioned to your Chicago Bears there, Bears a tad bit there, just because like I've been looking at some mock drafts, and some people over here on Belly Up Sports are doing their mock drafts as well, and Wyatt had his mock draft out there, and in the second round many people are speculating that the Chicago Bears are going to take the quarterback Desmond Ridder. What are your first thoughts about that? Like, should the Chicago Bears waste the second round pick on a quarterback that could possibly never see the field because you think Justin Fields is going to be a great quarterback in the league and is the franchise quarterback for the Chicago Bears? Are they wasting a second round pick if they do draft a quarterback?
Well, I hope Wyatt chokes on a piece of cheese because it would be very Bears-like, very Bears-esque for them to take a quarterback in the second round and waste a pick on a quarterback in the second round of this draft. It makes 0 sense for them to take a quarterback in the second round of this draft. If you take anything other than a wide receiver or an offensive lineman at this point, then you're not trying to build your team around Justin Fields, so you might as well just let the kid go and let him put his career on with a good organization. Because if that's what the Bears do, I'm telling you right now, I will lose my mind. Because you need right now to build around Justin Fields. And by building around Justin Fields, it doesn't mean going out and drafting another quarterback with your first pick, which is in the second round.
Right.
And that's not the way to instill confidence in Justin Fields. That's not the way to build around Justin Fields. The way to build around Justin Fields now is to get him some help at wide receiver. It's to get him some help on the offensive line. It's not to go out and get another quarterback that could potentially be your quarterback of the future or whatever you think it could be. Especially a guy like Desmond Ridder. Like these guys, this draft is so poor quarterback wise. So if you're going to do that, I think you have to do kind of what the Eagles just did, right? The Eagles just traded to the Saints their first round pick this year for a different first round pick, and then a bunch more first round picks next year.
Right.
And so what they're doing, and you could tell, the writing's pretty much on the wall, right? With that right there, this is Jalen Hurts' time to shine. Either you're going to show us you're our franchise quarterback, or next year with these picks, we're going to draft a quarterback. Because next year's quarterback class. I mean, start watching Alabama, start watching Ohio State games. So those two quarterbacks are going to go in the draft, and they're going to go pretty high in the draft. So what they want to do right now is figure out who their quarterback is. So Justin Fields is in a little bit different situation than that with Jalen Hurts, because Justin Fields is now in his second season. He's now going to be with his second head coach. He's now going to be with his second offensive coordinator, his second quarterback coach. So it's basically like he's getting another rookie season.
Right.
And
go ahead.
So I just think that Justin Fields he doesn't need a quarterback to push him. And if the Bears are going to draft a quarterback, they're probably a year or two away from needing to do that, because they have no clue what they have in Justin Fields right now.
Yeah, very, very true. But also on the flip side of that, Desmond Ridder is a white quarterback, and we know how racist your Chicago Bears are, right?
You know, for a long time, I thought the same way. I actually believe the year that we drafted Justin Fields, right before the draft, I had actually had that conversation about how they will never have a black quarterback as long as the McCaskies are there. And then, boom, they traded up to get Justin Fields. And then they went and hired a minority GM. And so I think they're starting to turn a new cheek. I think they're finally starting to wake up and realize that they have to evolve if they want to be an organization that is about winning. And, you know, I think that they will get that. I'd be shocked if they took Desmond Ridder in the second round. I think some of that might be, you know, that's the first I've heard of mock drafts where they're saying the Bears are taking the quarterback. Everybody I see, you know, the smarter people who aren't Packers fans are saying that they're taking a wide receiver, and then an offensive tackle after that. So I don't believe they'd be taking a quarterback. And if any team in this division needs to take a quarterback, it's probably just Green Bay Packers, because their quarterback is going to have a horrible year, and he's going to be wanting out of Green Bay probably before the trade deadline.
Yeah, actually earlier in the show here, I gave my 5 worst off-season moves, and that was the worst off-season move, was signing Aaron Rodgers to that ridiculously big contract, trading away Devontae Adams, losing MSV, and now they're trying to change to a run-heavy offense. So completely do not know what's happening in Green Bay whatsoever. You got thoughts on that?
Yeah, you signed Aaron Rodgers and lost the rest of your team. I mean, you lose Devontae Adams. You lose. I think they lost 3 key pieces on their defense because they couldn't afford to sign them.
And they went to the Vikings.
Yeah. And that's the thing, when you sign your quarterback, that you need to sign him when he's, you know, Patrick Mahomes' age, not Aaron Rodgers' age.
Right.
Because then you have time to build back around him. You don't have time to build back around Aaron Rodgers. You sign Aaron Rodgers to this contract at 38 years old because you want to win now. And you can't win now when you're losing all of your best pieces because you signed Aaron Rodgers. It was a terrible signing. I know Packers fans loved it. I know Wyatt posted, I told you my quarterback wasn't leaving. Well, congratulations. He didn't leave, but everybody else did.
Right. Yeah, and now they're trying to do a run happy offense. So we will see how that works. So speaking of trading and losing everybody here, the Chicago White Sox, they traded Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn was supposed to be the ace for the White Sox this year, Combs. What are your first initial thoughts when you heard about that trade?
So this is actually the first I'm hearing about this trade. Who did they trade him to?
I believe it was to the Angels, was it? I'm not for sure. Let me Google that for sure. But they did trade him from the Chicago White Sox.
Lance Lynn had gotten hurt. Know that they traded him. It depends on what they got back. I mean, look, Lance Lynn is an aging pitcher. He was very good last year, and they were hopeful he could have a good year this year. So trading him to me is a huge surprise. I know they traded Craig Kimbrell over to the Dodgers, which was a great trade for them. because they got an outfielder, a much-needed outfielder, back in return. And I think that gives them a little bit more pop in their lineup. They are having some injury troubles on the pitching end, so I'm scared for them in that aspect because they didn't go out and make any moves to add any pitching this year. They missed out on Sean Manaea, and who ultimately ends up with the Padres now. And the A's are still cleaning shop. They've got Frankie Montas out there. The White Sox really do need some starting pitching help, and Frankie Montas could be that guy. The White Sox, they're going to have to out-hit a bunch of teams early in the season so they get some of these guys back healthy. Now, they've got the lineup to do it, but they really need to get some pitching help in there, and that's the part that scares me about the White Sox. White Sox are still the best team in this division, even though the Twins got better, even though the Tigers got better. The Tigers just added another outfielder from the Tampa Bay Rays, and got even better than what they already were. So these two teams are going to make a run at the White Sox. I still think the White Sox are the best team in the division, but they need to stay healthy. Right now, I mean, they've got so many injuries on that pitching staff that I'm not so sure they're going to be able to hold serve unless, they can just stay afloat until the second half of the season when they get these guys back and then just make a monstrous run.
Yeah, so just to clarify, I did misread the article. Craig Kimbrell is the one that got traded. Lance Lynn is sidelined right now with that elbow injury, but the White Sox did just sign veteran pitcher that won a World Series with the Kansas City Royals, Johnny Cueto. So that could be a big move for them as well.
That is a big move for them. I did not see that one either. That really helps that rotation. Even after Lynn comes back, even if Michael Kopech isn't as bad as everybody thinks that he might be, they think that injury could linger a little bit and possibly even need surgery. But signing Johnny Cueto, that's huge for the White Sox. I didn't see that one either.
Yeah, that just happened literally within the last 3 or 4 hours here. He is they signed him to a minor league deal, and he is scheduled to make $4.2 million this particular season. So I don't anticipate him being in minor leagues for very long.
No, he'll go and he'll make probably about 4 or 5 starts, and then be back up with the Major League Club by May. I guarantee it. He'll just go on a extended spring training, if you will.
Yeah. So you were hinting at like a tad bit of my next topic that I wanted to talk to you about here. The Detroit Tigers did sign outfielder Austin Meadows from the Tampa Bay Rays. They are making big moves there as well. With Lance Lynn sideline, trading Craig Kimbrell away. I mean, you kind of hint at it a little bit, but are your White Sox still the favorite in this AL Central Division, or something like the Twins or even the Tigers going to make a surprise jump?
Yeah, well, let me clarify. They're not my White Sox. Right? I'm not a White Sox fan.
You're a Chicago fan.
I don't hate the White Sox. I hate the freaking Cardinals. But the Detroit Tigers, to me, look, they've made moves. Austin Meadows is a great addition to this team. They signed Javi Baez in the offseason. They went out and got some pitching help in the offseason. They definitely bolstered up. However, this White Sox lineup, top to bottom, is just, I mean, it's one of the best in the American League. And the pitching staff that still remains with, minus Lance Lynn, and if Kopech is out for a little bit, now that they just added Johnny Cueto, I think that they'll be able to stay afloat at least, if not be leading the division, by the time you get Lance Lynn and Michael Kopech back. Trading Craig Kimbrell was something that the White Sox absolutely needed to do. They've got Liam Hendricks, and he was clearly their closer. They were trying to use Craig Kimbrell as a setup guy, and that was not a role he was comfortable with, which was very evident last season, but they kept using him there anyway, which to me is ultimately why they ended up getting bounced in the playoffs. But the Detroit Tigers, man, they're not going to go away quietly, and neither are the Minnesota Twins. And so I feel like the White Sox are still good enough to win this division. They're still the best team in this division when healthy. It's just a matter of how long are these pitching. How long is the pitching going to be depleted with Lance Lynn and Michael Kopech? And then once you get those guys back, and you can insert Cueto in the fourth or fifth starter role, now all of a sudden you've also got the best pitching rotation in the league. And so I think the White Sox are going to be just fine. I do think they're still the favorites in this division, regardless of the Lance Lynn injury and regardless of the Michael Kopech injury. While those are still two big losses for them, I think that they'll be able to overcome that because they're so good offensively.
Okay, so and before I let you guys go, or before I let you go, guys, we were talking to Brandon BC Combs at @manhour_Combs on the old Twitter machine, my co-host, that we'll be having a phone conversation every Tuesday through Friday here about 7:15 East Coast time. MajorLeagueBaseball.com Combs came out with their opening day power rankings. At number 5, they have the Rays. Number 4, they have the Brewers. Number 3, they have the White Sox. 2, they have the Blue Jays. And 1, they have the LA Dodgers. Do you agree with those top 5?
No, not at all. I saw that the other day. I choked a little bit on my water while I was, looking at it. And the Brewers at 4 boggles my mind. It really does. I don't understand where they're at. Do they belong in the top 10? Yeah, probably. But at 4, look, they're going to be the best team in their division. The Cardinals will probably be the only team that can give them any sort of trouble. The Cubs aren't very good. The Pirates and the Reds, they've each got like 12 players that make more money than their entire payroll. It's like those teams aren't going to be very good. The Cubs are in rebuild mode, and so the Cardinals might be able to give them trouble just because the Cardinals, it doesn't matter who they could throw me and you on the team, and they would still compete for a world title.
How do they always manage that? That's just crazy to me.
I don't know, and it pisses me off. But they're probably the only team that with the Brewers that are going to give them any trouble. But the Brewers aren't. When you look at the National League right now, you've got to look at the Dodgers, the Padres, the Mets, the Phillies, I'm trying to think of other teams off the top of my head.
How about the Braves?
Hell, even the Braves, all of those teams right there. A lot of people, they put a lot of weight on that losing Freddie Freeman, but they did go out and get Matt Olson.
Yeah.
It's not like they went out and got some scrub. They went out and got another all-star first baseman who hits for a ton of power. So I don't put as much weight on them losing Freddie Freeman. A lot of people do. There are at least 6 teams in the National League alone that are better than the Brewers, and to have the Brewers up at 4, I cracked up. I was like, I can't even. And I even saw that what's his face there, Torrey, Mr. Milwaukee Brewers fan himself, had posted commented on there. He's like, that's even a little high for me, and he's a damn diehard Brewers fan.
Yeah, and he is the only one that had the Brewers doing well last season when he had at 96 wins or something like that, or whatever.
You know what?
He was spot on. Yeah,
he was spot on with their take too. He said that the pitching would be their strength and the offense would be their weakness. I thought it was going to be the opposite. But he was dead on with his call last year. I do think that they are a good team. They went out and they added McCutchen to that outfield, which is a very good pickup for them. That gives them the ability to DH guys like Christian Yelich, give them more time off. Maybe Christian Yelich can return to form. That's going to be another huge thing for the success of the Milwaukee Brewers. Is what Christian Yelich comes back and is like. Look, they've got some good pieces. I like Castanera. I like some of the guys that they got over there, but to put them at 4 in all of Major League Baseball, not even just the National League, in all of Major League Baseball. It boggles my. I want to know who made these rankings because I would slap the shit out of them because these rankings are like I've seen some bad rankings in my life, but these are some of the worst. I really think that they just threw darts at a board and all right, these guys are first. Oh, these guys are second. The Brewers at 4 is mind-boggling.
So give me your top 5 before I let you go.
So at number 1, obviously, is the Dodgers. At number 2, you got to put the Braves up there. At number 3, I would say probably trying to go off the top of my head here. I would say give me the New York Yankees. At number 4, give me the Chicago White Sox. And at number 5, I would say let's go with the Atlanta Braves.
Are you sleeping on the Padres?
No, the Padres are there. They just got to. I mean, they lost Fernando Tatis for 3 months.
Yeah.
He had that motorcycle injury where he fractured his wrist, and had to have surgery and put pins in it. So he's out until July. So it's going to be interesting to see how they cope with that. He's obviously the leader of that team, the face of that franchise. They do still have plenty of offensive power. Manny Machado is still there. They still got Eric Hosmer for now, which a lot of people think that he's going to be on the move here. And from what I'm hearing, it's either the Cubs or
he's coming back to KC.
I believe it was the Mets were the other team.
Yeah.
But I don't see the Cubs making. The only reason the Cubs will make that move is if they're going to flip them by the trade deadline, like they're going to do with a few of their pieces, because that's just the mode that they're in. Don't get too excited, Cubs fans, when you start seeing some of these moves they're making, because some of these moves are just smoke and mirrors so that they could flip them for prospects later on. But the Padres just have to show that they can do it. Without Fernando Tatis, they have to stay afloat. It's a very tough division. The Dodgers are they might have the best lineup since the 1927 Yankees.
Yeah.
That lineup is stupid gross. It's going to be a really tough division. By the time Tatis comes back, they might actually have a 15-game lead on the Padres.
Yeah, I mean, I am looking at MajorLeague.com here, and they have the Padres projected at 86 wins. So,
yeah, I mean that Fernando Tatis, the loss of Fernando Tatis really hurt them. And then they're pitching. They did get better with Sean Manaea though. So they're pitching 7 now. You got Darvish, you've got Sean Manaea. They've got what's his face there, who came from the Rays. I can't think of his name. God, he's a weird looking dude too. Lefty.
I don't know.
What the hell's his name?
I
can't think of his name. But anyway, no, they've got Darvish and they got Manaea, and they've got one other guy that they got from the Rays a couple years ago after they went to the World Series. But anyway, at any rate, that guy, they've got a decent enough pitching staff. I think that, they're going to surprise some people. I would put them more at like 92 wins, 93 wins.
All righty. So you guys heard it here first. San Diego Padres are going to the World Series versus the Kansas City Royals. No, I'm totally kidding. But Combs, you have a great day. Enjoy your double cappuccino mocha drink. Basic white dude there, or whatever you got, man. So always a pleasure talking to you, man. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, bub. All right, guys. So that is Mr. Brandon Beastie Combs, guys. He is my co-host here on the Man Hour. Obviously, he's heading to work right now. I'm not at work, so I get him on the phone, chit-chat some sports, mainly talk some baseball and whatnot. But, guys, we are getting ready to get Combs eye tests coming up right now.
There was a comment made after the White Sox-Astros game last night that the Astros possibly could be cheating again. Ryan Tepera, after the game, said you just have to look at it. You have to look at their swing and miss ratio at Minute Maid compared to their swing and miss ratio on the road. So I did. And their swing to miss ratio at home compared to on the road When they are on the road, they have 400 over the season, over 400 more swing and misses on the road. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's an average of about 6 per game. But that's a lot. And maybe there's something to it. Maybe it's not trash cans this time. I have heard, people talking about whistling. The Yankees had actually said something about whistling coming from their dugout earlier in the season. The Oakland A's took exception to maybe some whistling from the dugout coming from the Oakland A's this season. There's something to it. 400 more swing and misses on the road than at home. That is a ton of swing and misses. And then Dusty Baker wants to come out today and say, well, if you're gonna accuse me, you gotta look at yourself. No, Dusty, we have to look at the team that just got caught for this last year. The reason why you're the manager is because of this scandal, and it's still the same players. You wouldn't be the manager of this Houston Astros team if it wasn't for the fact that they all got a deal and got out of trouble for snitching on everybody who was doing it. And then the managers took the brunt of the blow. It's atrocious. And there's absolutely 110% something to it. Just look at the numbers. That's the eye test.
All right, guys, that is my man Beastie Combs with the eye test. Guys, we are wrapping up the Man Hour here on this Tuesday edition of Man Hour AM, and we're going to end it up with some NFL quick hits, some transactions, and some stuff happened across the NFL here on April 4th. The Arizona Cardinals have announced that they signed tight end Steven Anderson to a 1-year contract. The Atlanta Falcons signed long snapper Bew Brisky to a 1-year contract. The Falcons also signed former tight end linebacker Rashad Evans to a 1-year contract as well. Evans started 50 games for the Titans through his first 4 seasons in the NFL. The Buffalo Bills signed offensive lineman Ryan Bates to a 4-year contract, and the team also announced that they re-signing of running back of Tawaiian Jones to a 1-year deal. Cornerback The Carolina Panthers signed quarterback Chris Westerly to the team announced on Monday. The Chicago Bears re-signed tight end Jasper Horsted. The Cleveland Browns signed punter Corey Bozors to a 4-year veteran. The 4-year veteran has kicked the longest punts in the NFL the last 2 seasons, going for 72 yards in 2020 and 82 yards last season. Wow, that's crazy. The Las Vegas Raiders officially announced signing a quarterback of Nick Mullins. I don't know why they did that, but whatever. I guess they need a solid backup since Marcus Mariota is gone. The team also announced the Raiders re-signed defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins. The Miami Dolphins announced that cornerback Nick Needham has signed his restricted free agent tender, so he has been franchise tagged. The New England Patriots re-signed defensive back Jabril Peppers. The Saints signed defensive end Taco Carlton. Carlton is entering his sixth season in the NFL and has tallied 11.5 sacks in his career. The Saints also signed Jahiel Johnson to a 1-year contract and also signed safety Justin Evans. The New York Jets released tight end Ryan Griffin. Ryan Griffin did start 31 games over the last 3 seasons for the New York Jets, but they also signed free agent tight end from the Cincinnati Bengals, CJ Uzma, coming off that MCL sprain, and Tyler Conklin as well. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed offensive lineman Fred Johnson. As you heard earlier in the show, Combs said the Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints have agreed to trade multiple picks. Basically, they traded first-round picks this year because the Eagles cannot afford their picks this season. Former Chiefs running back Darrell Williams has visited with the Arizona Cardinals on Monday pre the transaction wire and NFL prospects visits. The Dallas Cowboys host Arkansas wide receiver Treylon Burks for a visit. Jaguars will host edgewater Adrian Hutcherson and tackle Ike Wikua. I'm not sure how you say his name. But all that good stuff has happened over here on Monday, April 4th, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will also host Burks later in this week, per Ian Rappaport. The Buccaneers do hold the 27th overall pick in the 22 NFL draft. That's going to be it for the day. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Always, Man Hour Nation, rise up. See you tomorrow.